Now it's time to add some kind of admin functionality to our existing web application so that, when there's an admin logged in, the person has more than just, the general options and functionalities, but some, customized ones as well. So let's go over here and close all, and then we could go to this collapse, and then we could go to the server, we could go to our controllers, and then we could also see our, auth.controller, but let's look at our model. So you can see in our model.js, we have this, user, whenever this is created, it has a username, email, password, and then a profile picture. We want to add one more attribute that has to determine whether the person is an admin or not. So that's pretty simple. All we put a comma is, and we say is admin, and then admin, and then we have this. And what we could do here is we could say type would be a Boolean. Okay, so let me just close this, and also let me maximize the screen. Okay, the type is a Boolean, whether it's a true or false as admin or not, and then we have a default set to false. So generally, not everyone is an admin. So that's just pretty much it. We have to just add this extra field to our database, and now what we want to do is we could actually go and update our auth.controller.js. Now I'm talking about auth.controller.js. The reason why I'm saying is that because when I log in, I essentially create a JWT auth, right? And that JWT auth is from JSON Web Token, and you can see that happens during the sign in process. So during the sign in process, you would see actually there's two things. So first of all, you could see over here that this is nothing. So this is just essentially signing up, right? But when you want to sign in, you have this parameter, which is token. So this is jwt.sign. So if you look into the sign up, we don't have it. But during sign in, we do this token exchange so that we put it in our browser. So we have this ID valid dot use dot underscore user that has our info from our database, but we also need one more thing from the valid user, and that thing is essentially going to be called the admin, is admin or not. So we could say is, sorry, what happened here? So we put a comma here, and we could say is admin, and then we could say that could essentially come from, what is it called, valid user, okay, dot, and then we have is admin. So essentially we're using the is admin field to create our token as well. If you can understand this, then it's super easy. You would basically understand how this token is being created. We're now creating it with more than just one parameter. We're creating it with the ID of the user as well as whether the person is an admin or not, right? So this token is being created for us. Perfectly done. Now we also have to cater for the Google sign-in. So once we create, when we have a request response, we get the request.body, right? But we also want to see, these are the three fields that the client is giving, but we want to see whether that email exists in the database, right? And then we have to create this, if user is, valid, we have a token, we have to sign with ID of the user. We could also put a comma and say, so we say is admin, and then we could just say user dot is admin. Okay, same thing goes here. So essentially this is going to be is admin, like that, and the same thing goes for the bottom part, which is over here. So this is essentially over here, but when you scroll down a little bit more, this is signed, token is signed, and you basically create that token, which is called access token. It's secure and it results, but of course in the else case as well, we have this constant generated password. So over here in the generated password, you basically have it in 10 rounds. You want to have this new user created, but the thing is, what we want to do is we want to save it into the database, and right after that we want to sign that JWT auth token, and we want to put in one more parameter, which is admin, and we're going to have the new user dot is admin. Perfectly done. And that's pretty much all it. Let's go to our browser. Let's see. So this is all running. Let's go back to our application, which is right here. Now let's look at this really quickly and carefully. If you go to the application tab right here, and you could see right now there's nothing in here, right? The persist root is nothing. So when you basically log in over here, suppose if I want to sign in, or I want to continue with Google. Suppose if I continue with Google and I try to sign in. So let's suppose we go and sign into this account, which is over here in the let's dismiss this. go to Coding Cleverly. We try to sign in. Now let's go to the, we go to this network tab, which is right here. And in here, you could see this cookie, right here. So in the cookie, you see this one. So essentially what you see here is, these kind of, tokens. There's a lot, to be honest. But yeah, when I refresh it, you see this one. Access underscore token is created with the ID as well as the is admin, thing. So that's pretty much secure. And the way I could actually make it secure is based on an admin, it could only view a certain page. So we could say like create post page. Now only admins could create posts to this MERN blog or this application, right? We don't want any random user or general user to create a blog or a post. So we could create post page and use that accordingly for there.